this is going to be a great day for anyone who hold XRP. Why is that? It really surprised me watching this tweet from John, like Coinbase just filed in support of XRP or Ripple. Right now, if you look what they are highlighting, that's a really valid point coming from a regulated crypto institution, which we all thought is like, okay, they are always negative on XRP. At least that's what I felt. But right now, they're doing this. Maybe that's just conspiracy, but I think there is something bigger being built on top of XRP, and they really don't want to take that negative approach here because they are getting that news. We don't, but they are. Otherwise, chances are high they see XRP becoming the big asset of this world in next 3 years, 5 years, and they really don't want to miss out. Whatever it is, you look at the area where they focus and say Ripple should not be sued like this. Now, if you go through the entire document, what they kind of go through and reiterate is their fair defense. They did not get proper notice before they were sued. Now, one of the interesting fact for me here is the speech from Hinman is highlighted here. And the speech is highlighted in a way that it was a market guidance, and a lot of people, including former CFTC chair, thought that, big assets which were already in the market for some years, they're not going to be securities, including XRP. Now that turns out like, okay, they just sued them, and what happened afterwards? A lot of people lost money because an institution who was supposed to protect your money just went rogue, right? Now, Coinbase is also getting connected with different payment institutions, regulators around the globe. Now, everyone is looking at this case, and the eyeballs for XRP as an asset at this time is going to be interesting. Now, that being said, this should not be missed. Why is this so important? The rate hikes and the different cycles and what it did on market. Not every time the market behaved the same. If you focus on the rate hikes here and see which year, how they hiked the rate and how the market reacted, you now will be able to say, okay, I get a point. I think the market is going to do this. That's what we are going to discuss in detail today. So if you are receiving value for the direction, hit that like and subscribe button. This is the scientific investor family, where the normal common guys learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. It's possible we are all going to reach the then top 5, top 1%. To reach top 10%, you only need $100,000. Most of us are already there. We are trying to go top 5, top 1, depending upon where you are in your life. But opportunities in this market, it's there. You just have to open your eyes and look what these assets are doing. Some of these which are performing well, we have talked about that before. Right now, they're breaking higher, they're grinding higher. And what's really interesting is that XRP, as usual, is not moving much with the good news. Why is that? One, the market itself, after BTC reached about 20, it's consolidating at that range. It did not get proper direction or clarity from the macro side of it. What do I mean? We just have 2 days to get this event. So will the Fed go against the market, kicking the market? We don't know. But what we do know is that when they does this kind of stuff here, this is how the market reacts. Sometimes the market go down after they hike like this. Sometimes they don't. They go up. What is the difference between these. I believe that it is important to understand that, because when you look through the history of all these rate hike cycles, some of them are like flat, it goes all the way up without much of a pause. Some are not like that. You go up, then you pause. You go up, then you pause. Then you continue up. So when you are doing that pause, say this is 2015 to 2018, and you pause in between here, midpoint of that hike. What happens in that midpoint? You are going up. Rates went up, markets slowed down. This is really, really important in my opinion, because I believe rates may start to slow down. Maybe they may do another 50 to 75 basis point hike and say, from here, we will wait and see how the market reacts. If it's positive, the inflation is slowing down, they may then go defensive, not aggressive. Now, if you look at this area, the market literally grinded all the way up during that rate hike cycle for 40%. Stock market doing that is something really big. After which it consolidated, made a pattern, and then went up. So now when you go back and look at this, you are literally asking one question. What am I looking at? And why is that? Right? So that's what we are trying to break here. Now, this is the most rapid increase of rates. And right now we also see how it is being impacted. Now the impacts are being felt all across the world. You are looking for different things, how things are moving, the fundamentals. You are looking for everything possible before you put your money in. But then this happens, right? This is like something you cannot do anything about, because predicting what they're going to do is going to be really, really hard. Now, the market is trying to adjust and prepare for what's coming ahead. But as we see, things are really getting ugly in different ways. And one of the main reasons for that is people are getting confused. So if you look at this one, indicators just suggest you that it made a double bottom here. It bounced. Right? Here it broke through this level to the downside, and then the market trended to the downside. So if you follow this, it does give you that idea here. It broke to the downside, whereas right now this is what's really important, right? We are here. Right now, you're bouncing from a support line, which has been acting as strong support all these time. So if you're bouncing, then what are you eyeing at? If it's me, I would say, okay, we are going to look for a bounce like this. That's a huge possibility in my thought process. Why is that? When the market went up, you can see close to 500 days is where you are consolidating, making a top. Right now, you are doing something like that, but the pattern is like you touch that, you are coming back down. Because the market is getting hit hard with all these inflation, which is new in this circumstance, comparing all these previous tops, the rate hike is also aggressive. What we are eyeing is that the market is slowing down. If you look at this entire range, that's something different from all these areas. It was like a long accumulation before the market broke higher and went up. Great. So here, when the market is making this top and the Fed have a lot at stake if they do hike interest rates, because when you go on, look at different nations, they are not willing to do the same. Canada slowed down, meaning they did not do 100 or 75 basis point hike. Instead, they went for a 50. So on that side of it, the macro, it's really turning positive. For me, it does look like, okay, they may do one more, it's fine. But next 3 months, 6 months, if they are pausing, the market do go up. But what is the real problem? Even in that case, you will definitely see housing market getting impacted, your credit card loans, right? Anything which is tied up with that interest rate, if it's staying that high and the inflation is not going back down, it's hard to pay all these bills. Why is this really important? stay low, you're going to make money. There's going to be a lot of money to be made in this market right now. You're breaking through a level which has been a resistance for a long time. Right now, you zoom in, you look at the price. This is XRP on a short term, and we do see volume is coming in. You're trying to bounce off from this level. On a daily, this is really good because if you look at the MACD, what you can easily notice is that you reached this positive territory. Here, this is the positive territory. Here, this is negative. And whenever you are in the positive territory and bouncing back, your price action in a new trend can really go higher. That's what we are waiting to see here. And I think that is going to come soon. It may not take too much time because you already broke all these levels and you're staying about 200-day moving average. So what does that mean? If you really want to see what the trend is here, you try to draw this and you're like, okay, that's a lot of noise. I would say, yeah, I agree that is, but then you come on the RSI and try to see what the trend looks like. It's a lot better here. Now, remember, this is a daily. If you go on 3-day or a weekly to see macro, now you are like, okay, that really makes sense. The price just went up and you are trying to make new levels. So if you are putting this clearly, you are here. If you bounce back into this range, the double top here is met and now you are trying to go and make a new trend. Now, if you take both of them and then look at the moving averages, 20-day moving average is still going to the upside on a 3-day chart. That's macro and it's a support level. So when you break that down and go in on a daily chart, you see like, okay, right now, it's not that bullish. That means on a 3-day, it's bullish. You're at support, but on a daily, you're not. What does that mean? Fine. Wait, let's look at that. That means on a daily chart, each candle is a day, 3 days, it's 3. Great. So if you are looking for next 30 days, unless there is some SEC solution coming in, you may still be slow. You may still correct back down. Unless, the Bitcoin, Ether do some magic and bounces like rocket, you still have the possibility of slowing down. Now, what are the great thing which we can see in the market? Let's be positive. In that manner, I would say wait before you really go on that positive note. Because if we look at this and say, okay, that's a rounded top on a short term, it would be really like, okay, I may not go completely positive there. Now, what's positive? Yes, you are trying to stay above this level, which is looking good. So keep that steady. What we are looking at here is you're making a rounded top. You had a short-term trend line, which you broke to the downside. Now, if you break this level to the upside, that's all good. That's all great. You just retested and successfully came back up. If not, you will see a rejection here because your moving averages are above the price. Now, if you get rejected, you're coming back down to 0.44. Now, is that a big drop? No, it is not, because on a medium-term scenario, you're still inside this level. So you can still bounce after testing this range. So it's bad for those who are looking at it on a 4-hour trying to trade. But XRP is not for retail use case and short-term trading. It's really a long-term asset for the wholesale use case. What does that mean? The price is going to move and it's going to be surprise moves. No one, or 99%, did not anticipate this. And a lot of us will still be freezing dead when this goes nuts and reach the last all-time highs. They will still say this asset won't do anything when it break this one and retest this one and bounce. Because there is a lot of other coins in the market doing the same, which a lot of people are neglecting. If you look at this, say, a wax, we had our call on that. We moved our rewards from the node projects into a wax, and that was for that reason, and we came in a little bit early, right? When the price was low, the market psychology was low, people were negative, that one was still good. Great. So when you go look at that particular asset right now, it's already breaking, it's moving back higher, it made that double bottom, Wyckoff pattern. You are getting everything bullish. Now you have different levels in the market if you are waiting to see that, right? Is that just one asset? No, there's a lot of different assets inside this market which is slowly breaking back higher, making a new trend. You go first 100, next 100, the next 100. You see a lot of opportunities, but make sure before you enter, it's not something like this where there is no liquidity. You want to put money in, you want to take money out. So make sure you know what you're doing before you really jump into this. But if you are looking to trade, I would really suggest that wait till the Fed, maybe 24 hours after Fed announces what they're going to do, because that might create a lot of volatility. Maybe that's going to be an opportunity. Maybe that's going to be a hammer trying to keep the market back down. That being said, guys, if you are looking for these kind of updates and calls, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. I'll say wait for a couple of days, jump in on next month. That will be better for you and me. And if you received value, please do hit that like and subscribe button. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.